Hi everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Adrian. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. On this channel, we talk about everything that's from health to promoting self-development. So for this video, the topic of this video is going to be how minimalism changed my life. Now, I remember in a previous video, I did the my top five benefits of doing minimalism, but this one's just going to be me pretty much going a little bit deeper into it. Minimalism was just something that honestly, when it came into my life, it kind of just woke up my eyes. It was like, whoa, I'm like going into another dimension and stuff like that. Because it kind of like, heightened my thinking a little bit. It kind of showed me more of what I want out of life. I don't want, to have a bunch of BS. I don't want to have a bunch of drama in my life. So pretty much with minimalism, what a lot of people get, when they think about minimalism is like, it's just items. You know what I mean? Like you're just giving away all your stuff. You don't really have anything, you know what I mean? And you're just kind of, you know, I don't know, living like, I guess some people might say a hippy dippy lifestyle, you know what I mean? But it's really not that at all. It's actually a really philosophical kind of way of thinking. And I really love it. And I'm going to tell you why, how it changed my life. In order for me to be happy in life, as soon as I ended up getting into minimalism, I kind of realized that if I want to be happy in life, I need to minimize the bullshit. I don't know if I have to censor that or something, but I need to minimize the BS in my life. I need to like get it out of the way. And it's not just through items, but it's through like bad habits. Like people who are not really giving that much positive energy around me, like minimize the BS. Oh, he's a shaken. But I'm be honest, I wasn't always like this. Obviously, since I just started it a year ago. Before this, it was more when I was younger that when I was a little kid, I used to have like all these little like knickknacks and stuff like that, like little Star Wars figurines and stuff like that, around my room. You know what I mean? Not just Star Wars, but different things, obviously. And every single time somebody would walk into my room, I would always hope that they would look at the little knickknacks, and be like, whoa, look at this collection, look at all this, you know what I mean? Look at that, just let's go ahead and just look back at each other for a second and be like, yeah. And what I ended up realizing, as time went on, is that nobody really cares about the things that you have. Maybe like when they see it for the first time, it's kind of like, whoa, that's nice. But then after they end up seeing it like a few more times, the excitement of it kind of goes down. And really it's kind of like the only reasons I had all of those knickknacks was because like for others. It was for others and it wasn't even for myself. I didn't even play with them. I didn't even look at them. But the moment somebody would come, in, I'd be all like looking around, all crazy. So another area in my life that was pretty much changed through minimalism was that my clothes. Now, everybody's clothes, I know that inside of their rooms, like a lot of us have a lot of clothes that we don't even freaking use. Like when we ended up walking into the store and then we ended up seeing that one, cool pair of pants, that one, cool shirt, those shoes. Whoa, look at those Jordans, we ended up getting them. We bought them. And then all of a sudden, like not even a week later, we're not even wearing them anymore. You know what I mean? Like it just, maybe not a week later, but a little bit, further, we're not even wearing them anymore. I mean, out of like everything that we own, 80% of it we don't use. There's so many things inside of our closets, inside of our drawers, that is just literally taking up space, taking away focus. And now, I don't know, you usually don't use every single one of the clothes that you have gotten. You usually don't do that. There's a lot of clothes, that I had that I wasn't using. And what was really interesting about it was that as soon as I ended up getting into minimalism, I ended up kind of organizing everything. Some of the shirts that I had, some of the pants that I had, the sweats, I actually started folding them right after I ended up getting into minimalism because I thought to myself, what I would usually do before was that I would throw all of my clothes into a drawer. You know what I mean? I would just shove them in there and just kind of like, oh, well, when I need to get out, shopping to a restaurant, and all these kind of places, to school, to work, I would just have them inside of the drawers and, I would just kind of be like, oh, okay, well, wish me luck to try and, pretty much just dumpster dive for my clothes, you know what I mean? And There was those times when I would have to go out with my family, because either we were going to go to a restaurant or we were going to go, you know, to a doctor's appointment for something. I really don't know. And I could not, for the love of me, find the actual clothes that I wanted to wear. Yes, out of all of the clothes that I had, I didn't have like, an exuberant amount, but I did have like enough clothes that they can get mixed up. You know what I mean? And it was like I wanted to get one shirt that I really, really loved, that I really, really liked. But I'm like moving all these other shirts all out of the way and stuff like that. And as soon as I ended up getting into minimalism, it was like, why the hell do I even have these other shirts? Like, there's no point in having those other shirts. There really wasn't. So, anyways, just to get to the point, I ended up just getting rid of like almost everything that I owned. And at this very moment, I have 5 shirts, including this one. I have 4 white shirts, 5 shirts, maybe 3 pairs of pants. Like I literally don't have that many things. 3 pairs of shoes, dress shoes, my sandals. Like I feel like I actually kind of want to get rid of one of my pair of shoes because it's like, why have three when I don't really use the third one? But I don't know. Like a part of minimalism is that it can't just happen overnight. It has to be something that is kind of like a process. It's a process that can take a few years. You know what I mean? Like it's just a kind of way of thinking. I really like that now I have like a lot less stuff. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, cleaning. And cleaning, like I literally don't really have anything to clean up. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I wake up, I fix my bed. The floor, there might be, like a pair of socks or something like that. But aside from that, there's really nothing on the floor. All right, there. The ambulance went by. And anyway, so yeah, I would have like a pair of socks on the floor, and obviously I sweep. You know what I mean? Because we have this little buddy here. And yeah, I would just sweep up his hairs. I would sweep up any of the little crap that's on the floor, and bada bing, bada boom. I'm done with cleaning up my room. Like really, maybe dusting a few things, but because I don't have that many things like on a dresser, what I mean? You just clean it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was money. And the thing with money is that a lot of people, oh man, all of these, wait, let me move your little butt up. What is it? A lot of these companies are literally trying to just sink the money out of you because all of their products, I've done this in another video. I will link that video down below. I think it was my delusions of happiness video. Yeah, that these companies are literally trying to sell you their product, any way they can. They're literally like a car salesman. I have a philosophy teacher at the college that I go to, and he, always says, whenever it comes to like car salesmen, that they're the most aggressive kind of salespeople in the world because they will always try and get everything that they can out of you. They will always try and screw you over. And so will these companies because they're not trying to screw you over being all like, oh, here's a shirt, and then they hand you a log. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to do that. But the thing is that they're trying to sell you it and say that you're going to become a better person off of it. And I feel like that's just a bunch of BS. You're not going to become a better person off of it. It's not going to make you any happier, like in the week later, because here's an example back from my clothes thing. If every single time that I ended up getting one of those shirts and every single time I ended up getting one of those pants, why was I digging through all of those pants, and all of those shirts just to find one shirt? Why was I? Out of like all of those shirts that used to give me like a dopamine high. You know what I mean? Like it used to make me happy. It used to make me like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like I have all of this status because now I got a new shirt and stuff like that. Now it doesn't bring me any more joy. So what happened, Kmart? It's like, what happened, stores? I thought that this was supposed to make me like, jump up, like, like, with my backpack on and stuff like that. Like, I don't see me jumping. I actually see me pushing that stuff away, you know what I mean? And looking for other things. So, yeah, it saves me on money because now I kind of know through the philosophy of minimalism that, I really don't need all of these things in order to be happy. The one thing that I do end up thinking is that through experiences, we could actually grow as people because let's go ahead and just say this. If I ended up buying a pair of Jordans, you know what I mean, and people aren't really looking at them, maybe a few people are going to be like, oh, but then after a while, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Um, I could have used that money to actually do something scary, like jump off of the stratosphere, which I've actually been kind of thinking about. Yeah, jumping off the stratosphere would be so freaking scary. It's like that thing's like 2 miles high. But can you imagine putting that money and from those Jordans to an actual like experience that you're gonna have for the rest of your life? You're literally gonna be like 80 years old and being like, hell yeah, I jumped off of the top of the stratosphere, dude. But do you remember those Jordans that you got when you were like, like I don't know, like 19? What Jordans? Oh, oh, like really, you're not really gonna think about the Jordans in the long term. It's not gonna make you happy. But that memory, every single time that you think of it, whoa, I actually put my money into like a new experience, into like something that I will never forget. That's freaking crazy. And every single time that I think of that memory, I'm just gonna keep getting happy. Cause it's like, I'm just gonna say it straight out. That shit was wild. I jumped off of that thing and I thought that I was gonna die, but here I go, I'm like, oh my shit. And then I would say that the last what is it like real change that it did for me was that it helped me focus on what I actually want out of life. You know, and it's not just because what is it of the items leaving, as soon as they were walking out the door, they weren't saying, Adrian, like this is what you should do, and then just walk out the door. No, it was the fact that I was looking for everything that I could minimalize, and I ended up seeing that bad habits that I had were actually something else that I should minimalize. Like constantly being on your phone a lot, which I feel, what I mean, like that our phones are kind of detaching, ourselves from the world, but that's just a different thing, because I mean, breathe the air rather than looking down. Um, I feel like through bad habits, they end up working against you. And I ended up doing this in another video, which I'll link down below. Yeah, bad habits, if you keep having a bunch of bad habits, you're just going to end up being a person that, you really don't want because you're deeming them as bad habits. But if you have so many bad habits with you, then you literally become the person that you don't want to be. So through minimalism, it opened up my eyes to not only all these, items and stuff like that, but literally to myself and literally to what I want, to not have the bullshit in my life, to literally just have, the things that I actually want. I actually want to have more good habits than bad habits because I get it. We're human. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't blame us for having bad habits because yeah, we're human. But the thing that you can blame us for, and I feel like I can blame myself for these habits, is that you know that they're a bad habit, yet you're not doing anything to fix it. You're just, pretty much complaining. And that's the thing that I don't want for my life, is that I don't want the bullshit. I want to cut out the bad habits. I don't want those bad habits in my life. I want to have, I want to replace the bad habits more with good habits. And I don't want to think about what is it trying to achieve a higher status in life. Like that really doesn't freaking matter. It does not matter. Like, yeah, I want a really nice car. I want like really nice things and stuff like that. But the thing is that I do not want to get them for other people. I do not want to go for that more expensive, like car that I can't even afford and that I might even have to pull out a bank loan. Well, I mean, like, let's go ahead and be honest here. The banks are pretty much like sharks. You know what I mean? They're literally like loan sharks. They don't come up to your door. They don't say, like, oh, we're going to break your legs in 24 hours if you don't give us that money. No, they'll take away your house. So anyways, yes, I don't want, to like go into debt, and stuff like that, just trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff like that. Like, I really don't care about that anymore. I really don't. I want, to be happy for myself. I don't want to just be happy because I'm like being dependent on other people, like, oh, appreciate, what I have and stuff like that. I don't want that. I literally just want to be like, I want to look at my stuff and be like, yeah, this is my stuff, like this is cool. I really like this. Like I didn't get, that diamond embroidered, like, dresser or whatever. I got a wooden one. and it looks nice and I like it. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be for other people. So that is how minimalism kind of changed, my life, my outlook on things. And I really feel like this is something that, I'm happy that I'm talking about it again in another video. I'm actually very happy about it because I feel like minimalism is something that some people should try and adopt into their life. You don't need to completely become some minimalist, but I think we could all agree on this. It's better to minimize the bullshit in your life than to accept it. I've been reading Stop Saying You're Fine by Mel Robbins. And the thing with this book is that it's literally just, it's literally telling you ways, to stop saying BS to your life because I feel like a lot of us say, that we're fine. I have said a lot of times in my life that I'm fine. It's fine. It is what it is and stuff like that. But the thing is that through reading this book, it helps me understand more that if you keep saying that everything's fine, if you keep being submissive, to like life, you're literally just gonna get spit out. You're gonna get stomped on. You have to go against the grain. You have to go against what life is giving you. And at this very moment, life is giving us that, oh, all these things are gonna go ahead and make you a better you. That, oh, if I get this, new thing, hopefully I can impress my friends, when really my friends might be impressed in a moment, but then in a week later, they're gonna say, as if I care because I already got that. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, in like the long term. You know what I mean? Like I know that we all want our short term, what is it like? I'm getting off track here. Anyways, before I start doing some, some damn choir, some preaching stuff like that, minimalism changed my life in that I actually know what I want out of life. I want good habits rather than bad habits. I want to be able to have things a lot more simple for myself. Now when I'm actually going to go, anywhere, oh, you want me to, dash out the door in like 2 minutes? I already got my shirt, I already got my pants. I know where everything is because I don't have all of this stuff to juggle, you know what I mean? Like if you have so many balls, yeah. If you have so many balls, what is it? You're just gonna end up dropping them all. It's better to just have the damn three. You know what I mean? Like, let's not make life so complicated. So, anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys, like the message of the video. You don't need to adopt, like a full minimalist lifestyle. That's not what I'm saying. If you're the kind of person that wants a lot of stuff, that's that's up to you. I'm not gonna go ahead and say like, oh, your life's crappy and stuff like that. Like that just ain't fair. You know what I mean? Because you're living your life, I'm living my life. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But the thing is that I do feel if you minimize a lot of the bullshit, like toxic people, all of these items, you're spending of money just so you can go ahead and make other people happy. You know what I mean? If it's like your daughter, you know what I mean, and you're like buying her clothes and stuff like that, then go ahead and do that. But I mean to impress other people. Like I'm gonna go ahead and impress my neighbor Gerald, and be all like, oh, look at me, Gerald, and stuff like that. Gerald doesn't give a fuck, well, Gerald does not care, after the first time of seeing it. Yes, it's impressive the first time, but then after that, shut up, Adrian. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the message of the video. Please consider liking and subscribing. And he's a little sleepy, ain't he? This is one little doggy. This is one little thing in my life I will not minimize. I love him. See you guys in the next one.